This is a green iguana, and it's a highly invasive species we have here in Florida. These cold-blooded animals have flourished throughout South Florida since they have no natural predators here. But nature always finds a way to restore balance. And for the past week, Florida has experienced record low temperatures. Sustained temperatures below 50 degrees make these iguanas lose muscle control and fall out of the trees. Some of these animals will naturally survive, but most will perish with the cold. In their normal geographical range, iguanas are eaten normally and considered a delicacy, so we took some home for dinner. Okay, so this is the second day of the big South Florida freeze. There's one right there. See him, Dennis? By the water? There's another one, but they are alive. Too much sun right now. There's one over there that's dead. No, he's... All right, there's iguana number one. Small guy, little green iguana, and you guys see he's pretty stunned. When the temperature gets below 50 degrees, they basically lose all muscle control and they get in this like tranquil state. And if it stays cold enough long enough, they'll die. And these are invasive, so they're not supposed to be here in the first place, but you saw those other two. They might have just found sun a little bit earlier, but this guy is clearly stunned, so we're gonna put this guy in the cooler. Winner, winner, iguana dinner. All right, just caught two more. This one's real nice. When they get bigger, they get this real beautiful orange color. They get more dominant, but as you see, when they're smaller and more juvenile, they get this real bright green. And the older they get, they almost turn like a grayish color. My goal for today is to catch as many iguanas as possible. And we're gonna cook these up at the end of the video too. I want to catch some big ones. I've never caught a real big iguana, so we're gonna get these guys in the truck. Dennis was finishing his Dunkin' Donuts, so I see a few more in the parking lot over there. Let's go pick them up. I want to remove as many as possible. The last 2 days, FWC, which is our like state governing body for fish and wildlife, they actually made out a social media post and said that if you want to remove iguanas from your property, because they're a big nuisance for homeowners, for people on golf courses, they wreak a lot of havoc on the local environment. And they also compete with all our natural amphibians and lizards and stuff, and they outcompete them. So there's actually, you can go and drop them off where they're gonna legally euthanize them, that's the correct word, euthanize them and put them out of their misery. Let's go pick up these other two. If they're in the sun, like the first spot that we saw, they're already warming up. So I'm really looking for all these really shaded areas. And iguanas, they'll sleep in the trees at night or they'll burrow, one of the two things, to get away from predators. And so when they fall, they lose all that muscle control. And you can see right here in the parking lot, there's one just laying. There's one just laying there, and they still have a little bit of muscle. You can feel them. And if he was dead for a long time, he would smell, but it's been so cold, it's almost like they're preserved. But they're just everywhere, all along South Florida. No, that's tape right there. But there was another one over here, Dennis. Where? Oh yeah, there's one right here. Oh man, that's a big one. Look at this guy. They're sleeping. There's a big old one. Good meat on the legs and the tail, which you guys are gonna see. We're gonna flame up, but so they'll sit way up in the trees and they start to lose that muscle control. I see he already opened his eyes and they just fall. But you see, he's still alive, but he's kind of just like in a stunned state because these are cold-blooded animals. So they can't regulate their own body temperature. They need to use the sun, just like an alligator or snake, and they try to retain as much heat during the day and maintain that at night when it gets cold. But in South Florida, we just had like a historic cold snap where it got down to 36 this morning, 35. North Florida got into the 20s. Some parts of Florida even had snow, which we've never really seen before. And this is a great thing for our local wildlife because it gets rid of all the invasive and all the animals that aren't supposed to be here, because a lot of these animals were introduced through the pet trade or aquarium trade, which is how iguanas got here, is through the pet trade. When they got too big, people started letting them go, and it's a perfect environment. South Florida is hot, humid, and they flourished. But when you get nature, every 10 years or so, we get these crazy cold snaps and it wipes out a large portion of the population. There's another one right behind you. Little guy. And this was all in a little area, just picked up 5 within like 100 square feet or so. So we're gonna keep working this area. All right, continue on, Dennis.
Yoink. I'm gonna help contribute over here. Vic's only got 2 hands. So, put one on the table here.
That is a,
You found your
that's
big
a dinosaur, dog. Holy smokes. I'm afraid to grab that one. That thing's huge.
one.
That thing is massive. Look at the size of that one. That is the biggest iguana I have ever caught or seen. That's gonna have some meat on him. Look at him. Huge. They get even bigger than this, but man, what a beauty. Hold them like a fish.
Hold him like a fish.
Thumbnail style. That's a big one. If you guys look, I was just telling Dennis, I was worried because like a lot of these we want to eat, right? So I'm worried about them. You don't want to eat something that's been rotten on the ground, but he made a good point. These things I've never actually seen them like die. They'll be in this state for like 2 days and they'll come back to life. Some of them will die, but they're like little puppy dogs right now. You could just do whatever you want to them. They're just sleeping, their muscles just lost control, and holy smokes, that's a big one. They're so rugged, and look at, when they get big like this, I don't know what it's called, like a dewlap or something, but they'll move this back and forth to ward off other iguanas or to assert dominance, and I think it's like a mating thing. I think pretty sure this is a big male. Hopefully we find some with eggs and you guys will see their bellies are full. But just nature's perfect predators, super scaly. They got these crazy claws, and I'm not afraid to pick them up because they're in this tranquil state, but they do have some pretty wicked teeth. Let's see if I could open his mouth. You can't see it there, but they have crazy big teeth. They're like little Godzillas. They use that to grasp themselves in the trees. I'm pretty sure they're omnivores, but they predominantly just eat grass and vegetables and fruits and all our native forage. There's some wicked looking animals, completely scaled up, real pretty patterns. I don't even know what this is, but they really are beautiful animals. Oh my gosh, there's one right here. And another one right there. Look at this. All right, we're gonna start a pile. Look in this little area. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep wanting to find one in the trees. I keep looking up. Falling like a coconut, but I don't see any.
Are they asleep?
Oh, they're asleep.
How many? There's one down there too on the ground.
You see him?
On the end in the sun. Past the tree on the right. You see that little lump? That's one.
Yeah, this guy, see, he's trying to warm himself up in the sun. He's alive. You could see his eyeballs are open. Good spot, and thank you, man.
He might be more active than the rest of them sitting in that sun.
Yeah, he's moving.
Yeah, I just saw him breathe. He's a smart one.
Yeah.
You go over there by those big trees next to the green, that's where they really are.
We're gonna go next. Thank you. Yeah. And the only reason I'm wearing gloves, I don't want to get bit. I'm not afraid to grab these things. You guys have seen me do iguana catch and cooks in the past, but these animals actually do contain salmonella, and that's another reason homeowners and people don't like them. If your dog's gonna try to mess with them, or your kids or whatever, they're pretty dirty, so I'm trying to keep my hands clean, especially since I got a baby at home. Don't want to bring salmonella into the house. Oh my gosh, another giant, Dennis. Damn, you got a good eye for the big ones. Another giant. Look at that one. Yeah, iguanas, one thing we're looking for too, they love water. They use it as a natural mechanism to escape predators, even though I don't think they have any natural predators in Florida. Like a lot of times when it's sunny and hot out and we do a regular iguana hunt, they like to sun themselves near water because if anyone gets close, they could jump into it. They're really good swimmers and they can actually stay underwater for like 15 minutes or so. 2 things you want to look for, trees and water. They're always by those 2 things. There's another one right here. Keep them in the shade. Hopefully no one steals our pile, huh? A lot of you guys watching from out of Florida, all my Floridians know what a nuisance these guys are. So for example, like where we live, we got these beautiful bushes in the backyard. One iguana will eat that entire bush. Bad for landscaping. Seawalls, that's another thing these guys like to burrow. And when they burrow, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Want to see these iguanas?
You're gonna eat them?
Yeah, they're really good eating. People in Central and South America eat them all the time.
How about the eggs? You eat the eggs?
I haven't found one with eggs yet, but I'd like to try it.
That's a male though.
Yeah, he's got this thing.
Yeah, and they change color when they're breeding.
Yep. Yeah, they're sleeping right now.
Sleeping.
Uh-huh.
But then as soon as they want something.
I could feel this one moving in my arms.
Oh, yeah.
So we got a pile, bring him to the other pile. So continuing on our conversation. Really bad for landscaping, really bad for seawalls. Any type of natural rock barrier where people have on canals, they burrow it and completely erode it. But the number one thing, you know, Florida has a beautiful population of wildlife and amphibians and reptiles. And when you introduce something like iguanas into that population, now they're competing for our natural resources, and it's just not good. You know, they're not meant to be here, so we're taking full advantage of them. Uber Eats for iguanas. Did you request it, Dennis? Airdrop some iguanas into the cooler. I don't know how many we got in the cooler, but there's one. Huh? All done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 in a 20-minute search right there. The big ones. 2 giants. We were just driving around this parking lot and Dennis spotted one in the funniest way possible. Check this out. What are you doing, Mr. Iguana? He must have fallen straight from the tree onto this thing.
Is that permanent death, or do they wake up when they warm up?
They wake up when they warm up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they're invasive. They're not supposed to be here, you know?
I
Yeah.
know. And I'm a practicing foodist, so I can't even kill a cockroach.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's a good way to live.
I understand.
Yeah. Well, we're going to eat them.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, they're really good to eat.
I read about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every part of them almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the most bland chicken you ever had, but it's a super clean protein. Really lean, too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's wrong with that.
Have a nice day. When I first picked this guy up, he was pretty alive. He was twitching. And now he's in the cold wind. But when they're little like this, super green, and the more mature they get, they turn that bright orange. Okay, we found our second invasive on our iguana hunt. Looks like an iguana, but it's not. This is, isn't it called a black cannoli? I'm not sure. It's some type of invasive lizard, but I know that part of its name is an anole. Also, cool little guys. These are also invasive, not supposed to be here. People got them as pets and started releasing them, and they've since flourished. These guys do not get as big iguana, but still not good to have big problem animals. Look at this. There's a baby. Look at this guy. That's a micro, huh? Smallest one we've seen. He's alive. But you know what's interesting? I just saw some ants that were trying to get a hold of him, but this guy's clearly alive. Look at his little tongue sticking out there.
So
That's
red.
funny. Yeah. See, if this guy stayed on the pavement for a few more hours in the sun, he'd be right back to life. Come on, Dennis, we need to find one in a tree. We need a tree shaker.
You know how to climb a tree?
Do I know how to climb a tree? I was once a young Florida man. You just want to see me climb a tree, don't you? Come on, every Florida boy knows how to climb a tree.
I know how to climb up a tree, but might not know how to get down.
Yeah. We drive on. Hop in the land shark mobile and here we go. I feel like if we went by those trees over there, we'd be good. I only found one here so far.
Probably look up here and see if you can see them in the trees.
Like this looks like a perfect iguana tree. Oh yeah, look, there's a live one. Oh my, look, there's some big ones.
You gotta go tackle that one.
Oh look at this. The vultures got to him. See, this one's actually dead. You see part of his legs missing, part of his tail's missing. Dennis spotted a bunch of vultures. So I guess there's a bunch of dead ones right here. But there.
So you take this big one here.
So, well, this one's sleeping. You gotta position yourself so they can't. See, he's running into the water. Look at this moose. There's a big one. All right, we'll start stacking them. See, vultures got to this one. You know what's crazy about wildlife? If you look at any videos of lions or cheetahs or whatever in the Serengeti, as gross as it is, the first thing they attack on prey is the butt. That's how they rip it open. It's true, isn't it? And look, the iguana's butt ripped open by the vultures. Definitely don't want to take that one for dinner. This guy's sunning himself, he's still alive. Yeah, he's got some life to him. This guy's alive. Look at him. I knew this spot was going to be loaded. If you look real low to the ground, look at this. Completely, and this is why I have gloves on, because these are dead. Are you moving? This guy looks, oh, is this a female with eggs? She's alive. No, that's a male, huh? Look at that one, looking at us, Dennis, in the water. Got him. Come on, show us your teeth, buddy. They do have some pretty gnarly teeth. They will light you up. My buddy Chris Ruman, when he was young, or no, Logan, if you're watching, he had a pet iguana, and usually pet iguanas are pretty docile. Bit him in the face. Had to get a ton of stitches. Nope, no good. Man, all of these ones have been picked alive by vultures.
You got that one? Look at this guy. These are alive.
If I was to stay warm, the last thing I'm doing is going in this freezing water. Yeah, he's alive. Look at him. Oh, that's the liveliest one we've seen all day. Uh-huh. Is that orange one alive, you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Here, I got the one that was chilling half in the water. He probably tried to escape. Maybe the vultures were trying to eat him. It's crazy. There was like 10 vultures here, and they were just picking them right there through the anal cavity. Look at that big one across the bank, Dennis. Zoom in on that. There's a couple of them on the other side of the bank. Like, this one feels stiff. See, his body's open. That one's stiff. That one's stiff, his butt's open. This ain't gonna be a fun walk back. All right. Wouldn't it be nice if a golfer just recognized us and gave us a ride back to the truck? Don't gotta go to the gym today. You've heard of farmers carries, have you heard of iguana carries? I'm out of breath, coach. Dragging iguanas where their claws are dragging. I mean, that's a lot of weight in each hand.
My car is on my neck. I don't go to the gym to look good.
I go to carry iguanas for days like this. What a haul. There's some big boys in there. Whew. All right, the truck's just over there. How's the workout? I'm not gonna lie. So from this haul, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys see me throwing them and slamming all over the place. These animals don't feel it, all right? Even though they're sleeping, this animal is covered in scales. They don't have the same pain receptors as a warm-blooded animal. This ain't painful for them, all right? You see me lugging them around and dragging them. It's armor body. They fall from trees, so yeah. Don't get sensitive on that. I'm only putting the ones in the, oh, look at this one. He's coming back to life. He's trying to escape, Dennis. You stay in there, you. You can really tell which ones are lost their muscle activity and aren't actually dead because rigor mortis hasn't set in. They're not stiff. You see how pliable he is? This one's still alive. A lot of times when you pick them up too, their eyes will be shut and then they feel that pressure on them and they'll open their eyes. Oh. Oh yeah, look at him. He's angry. He's trying to sun himself. His mouth was open. Weird how they get like foamy at the mouth. But he saw me coming, his eyes were closed. I got close to him, opened his eyes right up. See if we can't get another one. We've been driving around just looking for lakes and parks with lots of trees, and this is the first iguana we found in a while. That first spot I took you guys to was loaded. This is a fully dead iguana. You can see how stiff he is. The other ones were a lot more pliable. Right under a tree. Number 2. Big orange one.
You gotta be faster than that.
I thought he was not gonna move.
No, you got
Don't go in the water.
You got it.
That thing was lively. I'm not gonna lie, he made me run like a little girl. Dude, that got my heart pumping. He like, when I went to grab him, he freaking charged me. He was fully awake. See him swimming? They're good at swimming. He's gonna be cold now, huh? I know you don't want to be in that cold water.
He's hissing.
Yeah, he's hissing. He's pissed. Look at that tail slap. That tail slap is intense.
Getting beat up by this
I
iguana
know.
over here.
He's getting colder and colder by the minute though. So I'm invested in this one. I really want to catch him. This is probably the last big one we're gonna see because I want to cook tonight and clean him before the sun gets too low. This guy's smart. He's got to be freezing cold in that water. He just, every time we get close to him, he changes directions, but as soon as he gets on shore, I'm just gonna go for it. But you guys see, they are no animal to play with. They got razor sharp teeth, razor sharp claws. That tail whip, they can mess you up. So when you go in for it, you really got to grab them right behind the head and just go in for it. Because if you diddle daddle, like I did that first time, they're gonna mess you up.
They can even manhandle him.
I'm scared, coach. All right, 4th or 5th time we've chased this iguana across the pond. We're trying to be stealthy and not let him see us, and he's making his way towards shore right now. They have very good eyesight and very good hearing too. They could see us all the way from over here. All right, Dennis is gonna give it a go.
Last hurrah.
He went under. We had to give up on that one. He sounded and he's on the bottom and he's not coming back up. All right, that concludes Vic's Iguana's hunt. Excited to see you there, so I'll see you guys at the fillet table. So it's been a while since I've cleaned an iguana, but the part of the iguana that I've eaten and that most people eat are the legs. This is where you get a lot of meat, the legs right there, and then the tail. Basically, all along the tail is good edible meat. If you like really filleted it, kind of like a fish, you could get all the rib meat and stuff, but it's almost not worth it. They don't have much there. Most people harvest them there, the legs and stuff, and best way to do it, I've done it with an axe, but I don't really want to put a bunch of holes in my killer dock, so I'm just gonna serrated knife right through it, just like that. And then I'll show you guys after we get all these legs off how to skin them. You need a good serrated knife or something like an axe or a big knife where you could just kind of chop them. Okay, we got our legs. Now, for the tail, the meat kind of ends right around there. Right through it. There's two things I like to use. You want as short and you want something to cut with that's got a lot of dexterity. You want something long. Even a razor blade. A razor blade is really good for skinning them because you do not want to eat iguana with the skin on. So what I'm going to do is just trace. Kind of as superficially as I can so I don't really get in the meat. And I'm just going to separate the skin, and once you got a slight separation in the meat and the skin, then you can peel the skin off of the iguana, and then you're just going to get the meat left. So now you should be able to just peel this skin right off of the meat. It's tough. It's not fun cleaning iguanas. Every time I've done it, you can get a lot of meat off of them, but it is work for sure. There we go. There's the crunch I was waiting for. I'm trying here. Seems like I might have to kind of fillet it. The skin is super tough. Broke it down into a smaller section that's more manageable.
Do you think this is the first iguana on a killer dog?
Oh, for sure. At anyone's killer dog? Probably. I'd like to think so. I don't remember it being this tough. Normally you could just rip the skin off like this. There we go. All right. Okay, so that is what you end up with. They don't have a ton of meat. but the majority of it is in the tail. That's why those smaller ones are not really worth to clean and cook. You know, towards the base of the tail, like right here, that's where you're gonna find the most amount of meat. I already threw in that smaller section because you see how it really tapers out like that. So we got the tail piece. Now let me show you guys how we clean these legs. I don't care how sharp your knife is. I mean, these things are like armor plated. I'm like pulling with both hands to try to press it open. They're like gators. There we go. And we're also not gonna eat the actual legs. Where his crazy claws are. Give you guys one last look. Looks like a velociraptor, look at that thing. If these guys were alive, you saw that one that we tried to catch, they will mess you up. Between their tail, their claws, their mouth, they could do some serious damage. Trying to be gentle and not really rip any meat with the skin, because I'm gonna do two things for our recipe. One of them is gonna be a gumbo with the tail pieces, and then we're gonna fry up the iguana legs just like you would a chicken wing. Is your mouth watering, Dennis?
This is gonna be more like a Fallout apocalypse tutorial, how to survive an apocalypse.
Yeah. See, it's really, so my theory was I wanted to ice the iguana, get it cold. I thought the same approach is like a fish. If I ice it, that it's going to be easier to clean, but it almost seems like icing it made the skin stick to the meat more. But that's what you get. So we're going to clean up the legs, the tails. I got some more iguanas in the cooler. Might employ Dennis to help me put the camera down, and we'll see you guys in the kitchen. So we're doing two things tonight. We got gumbo, and we're also gonna make some fried iguana. Let's turn this thing on. And for our gumbo, even though the primary protein is gonna be iguana, I wanted to add some Cajun flavor in there. So we got some andouille sausage. We're going to give those a little color, take them out of the Dutch oven, and then put in all our veggies. And if you look over here, we got some butter going in a pan, and you cannot have gumbo without a good roux. So equal parts butter and flour. And we're gonna get a real dark roux going for this.
Simba. Yeah. Yeah. Laugh for us.
It's our first laugh on YouTube. Okay, so with my roux, you gotta constantly stir this to make sure it doesn't burn. And we're gonna take it from this pale blonde color. I want it dark. I want it a pretty dark brown. You're gonna get a real good nuttiness flavor out of it. So we're gonna just keep mixing this away on a lower heat and watching everything. Sausage is looking beautiful right there. Got a good amount of color. Gonna take them off the heat. Just wanted to get that caramelization going, and now we're gonna toss our veggies in. We got red, yellow, and orange and green bell peppers, as well as some onion and celery going in. Veggies nice and sauteed. I got brookie stirring the roux. Look at that beautiful color. That's what you get. You do it low and slow, and it just keeps getting darker and develops more depth of flavor. Forgot to put in the garlic. We got to put some garlic in there. In here, we got some better than bouillon mixed with some water, so essentially chicken stock going into all these veggies. And before I'm gonna add in more water so I get my depth, but we're gonna go in back in with our sausage, a can of corn, not traditional gumbo, but kind of like a play on it. Dennis, come here. So the iguana tail meat, I'm gonna put in our gumbo. The legs we're gonna fry up just like a chicken wing. And I made them into nice little bite-sized pieces because I remember this meat can be a little tough. So you want it to be palatable. So this is gonna go in there and it's just gonna cook in all those liquids. And we're gonna add a decent amount of Creole seasoning. That is the color that I wanted right there. Nice dark brown. That's good. Nice and nutty. So now Brookie's gonna dump this in. We got our roux going in. And it's gonna thicken up our sauce as well. We're thickening up our gumbo. Give it a lot of flavor. For the breaded wings, just got some all-purpose flour, more of that Creole seasoning, and then a good amount of Vic's favorite, garlic. We're gonna do some onion powder as well. We're gonna mix it together. So we just created a seasoned flour that we're gonna dredge our iguana legs in. So these are the iguana legs, kind of like a chicken wing. And we're gonna just dredge them in this flour and fry them up and get them nice and crispy. We did get some big iguanas today. If you guys see the size of these legs, there's some monsters for sure. Time to fry up our iguana wings. Just make sure our oil's good. Oh yeah, nice and hot. Okay, so I'm just treating it just like I would a chicken wing, looking for a nice golden brown color. These ones are going to take a little bit longer to cook, these big thick ones. But I'm excited to try it. I haven't had iguana in a very long time.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Uh-oh. Out of the way.
Alright, so I'm getting the smaller wings coming out of the heat onto a paper towel. These big ones are going to take longer to cook because they're pretty thick. And as they come off that heat, we're going to go in with that Creole seasoning, get a little more salt on them.
Yeah, there's like little bones in it though, right? I forget.
I think you eat it like a chicken wing.
No, I think there were like little bones and stuff,
Oh,
right there.
maybe. Just go on it with an open mind.
I can't remember if you can just like chow down on it or if you have to be careful with little bones. Tastes like chicken. It tastes like, when was the last time we ate iguanas?
With Ames, like 3 or 4 years ago, I would
3
say.
or 4 years ago since we've had an iguana, so I kind of forgot what it tasted like. The biggest thing is like getting through your mind like that you're eating an iguana. Dennis just asked me would I rather eat a raccoon or an iguana, and I was like, I think a raccoon. Tastes like chicken. It's just like a little chewier.
It's chewy chicken.
It's so hot though right now.
It's good. It's like dark meat chicken. At least the legs are.
It's so hot.
You saw that?
Yeah.
I had to really chew it to get it off the bone. Hold on, let me preface this by saying this. Just so you guys know, nothing in this house is staged. Everything that we tell you guys is our honest opinion, and Brian said, can I come over, but I'm gonna give you my honest answer. So this is gonna be his honest answer.
I've talked to people from, other countries who really enjoy iguanas, and we're just not used to it. So you have this thing in your mind that, who eats lizards? Like we don't eat lizards. It's very edible. It's chewier than chicken wings. I mean, why should it be the same as a chicken wing? It's a lizard that climbs all over the trees and swims like a fish. It's tasty. It's also chewy.
I like it for the novelty. It makes me feel good. Like Dennis was saying, if there's an apocalypse, we're not afraid to eat anything. We're gonna survive. We'll go eat all the iguanas, pythons, fish, sharks. Give us anything and we'll eat it. I can see why they're not on a menu. It's
That's
hard.
not true. They are on menus.
Where?
In
They-
Miami.
There are,
It was all over the news that there were restaurants serving iguanas.
but you can't go to like a Flanagan's and get an iguana. Like you can't go to a mainstream restaurant because it is.
Because they just don't realize how there's a possibility there. But also, like, my dad raised us, like, if you're killing something, you have to eat it. Like, you're not going to just go out there and kill the iguanas and not eat them. Like, so we're eating them. Look, he's going for another one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try a bigger one. See if it could be possibly a little more tender.
I don't think so because I got a big one and it's not tender.
It's not?
Uh-uh.
Because that one there was very chewy.
Mine is very not tender either.
Also, keep in mind these are big iguanas.
So
So-
what am I eating? Is this the backbone?
Back leg.
Back leg.
Mm-hmm.
And what was this?
Front leg.
Oh, a front leg.
Gotta have some strong teeth to eat these, I'll tell you that.
It's easier if you just get it with a fork.
This back leg is definitely better than the front leg.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's meatier, and it's chewy, but it's. Look at the difference in the color of the meat. The front leg was like solid dark meat, and look how much lighter the back leg is. That must have been a big iguana. That's a meaty leg, man.
Caught some monsters.
Yeah. Is that what you cooked for us? The big ones?
We only cut up the big ones.
The big ones. So trying to get through the difference, you know, you eat chicken all your life and you know how to get around, you know where the bones are, you know what to expect. This, you're eating something foreign, so you're wondering, you know, what tendons are there, where are the bones. Victor did a good job. It tastes good. It's very chewy. But game, this is game. It lives in the wild. It climbs trees for a living. It forages. It's not being fed, you know, and being lazy like a chicken. You know, he doesn't work for a living. He doesn't have muscle. That's why he's so tender. When you shoot a wild duck, it's tough. You got to really find out how to cook duck to make them taste good. It's wild game. Same thing with deer. Deer can be cooked excellent, but there's a learning curve to learning how to cook a deer. If you don't do it right, it's going to be tough and chewy. This iguana, I'm sure if you were in a country where you ate a lot, you'd share a lot of recipes with your family and friends, and you'd probably get better at it and learn how to make it a little more tender maybe. But it's definitely edible. I mean, it's just a little on the chewy side. I can't wait to try the gumbo. Victor says it's much more tender, so we'll see how that is.
It was hard to chew it off the bone, but like Brooke, I pulled it off into pieces, and it's something different. But I'm not freaked out by it. It tastes pretty good actually. Just really a unique flavor. I can't describe it, but good job.
Thank you. The inherent flavor of the iguana itself is nothing. It is a very bland protein. Like beef has a distinct flavor. You know you're eating beef. Chicken has a distinct flavor. Pork has a distinct flavor. Duck has a good irony rich flavor. This tastes like nothing. It's not fishy, it's not gamey, it's not irony. It's just a clean slate, a blank canvas, and it basically takes on whatever seasoning you put on it. Now we're gonna go in with our iguana gumbo. We got our rice on the side right there. And all those beautiful veggies. And there's a lot of iguana meat in here, cut up that tail. We're gonna finish off our gumbo with just a little fresh parsley. And then some fresh scallion.
got jalapenos in it?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
There's some kind of little green.
Green pepper.
So these little chunks that you see, this right here, that's the tail section of the iguana. Completely different than the legs. Just melts in your mouth. Very tender.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not get too crazy here. It's not melting in your mouth, but it's definitely a lot more tender than the legs were.
Yeah. I'll go with Brooke, not Victor. It's way more tender. It's not as chewy as eating it off the bone. I haven't had it melt in my mouth yet, but it's...
It melted in my mouth.
Maybe you ate something else. I will admit, some pieces are more tender than others. I don't know if it's like a certain section of the tail, or maybe even a certain lizard compared to another one. I won't give Victor the melts in your mouth, but some are definitely a lot more tender than other ones, but way more tender than the legs were for sure.
It's easy to eat, this gumbo. The legs, you know, was tough and chewy, but this is easy to eat. Well, he put so much stuff in there. It's just good. You know, it tastes real good.
Yeah, it does taste very good. It's very good. Good job, bud.
Thank you. So I was just saying that if I closed my eyes and ate this gumbo, I wouldn't know there was another form of protein besides the sausage. Because I think you cut it up small enough, the iguana, that it just kind of flows with the assortment of things in this bowl, you know? But it's really good.
Your dad, the iguana hunter. Sweetie. You want to punch Mama? No, I like my mom. I don't want to punch her.
You love that. You love that so much. Yeah. Wow. You so strong.
Last night was Fisher's birthday, and we were at Brian and Debbie's house, and we went all around the table, and Lily was doing that to everyone, and she laughed more than she's ever laughed in her life. It was so cute. Hey, baby.
Her personality is really starting to shine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really loving this rice in here, Vic. That is really a good touch to your gumbo. I agree, it is way better with iguana in this type of soup. It came out more tender, and I love all these flavors. It's a really good mix you made. I really like this. If you're gonna make an iguana, I think this is the way to do it. Definitely.
Look at that.
Whoa. And this is a big
Polishing
bowl.
off mine. Yeah, that was a big bowl of gumbo.
All right. Say bye-bye, Lily. Burp. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I don't know, I guess that's a wrap. Nice, successful. It was cool to partake in something that doesn't happen often. Maybe once a year the iguanas will fall out of the trees, but it takes it to be pretty cold, and this winter's been really cold, so it was fun to go out and wrangle some. Lily says, "Get off camera, Dad, it's time to play." See you guys.